Alright, so I've been using my press, and I've got a few that didn't prime properly. On these Lee Loadmasters, the priming system on them leaves a little bit to be wished for. Some of the problems that can happen with them, like this one here, I don't know how well you can see, but the primer got in there sideways. And with the progressives, you don't really know necessarily. I mean, you can feel it, but you can't do much about it until after the bullet's done and it's spit out. Here, this one ended up in there backwards. Every once in a while, you'll get one that misses altogether, and then of course it trickles powder out of its ass the entire way around. That's always fun. But either way, the bullet's still good. Case is still good, and some of these, even like the ones where the primer's backwards, it's still good. Some people just toss them or deprime and toss. Some people toss the whole deal. I'll deprime it and a lot of times reuse it. That's just me though. There is a little bit of risk to it. This is a Kinetic Bullet Puller. This one's from RCBS. There's all different brands out there. The way this thing works is you drop everything. Always gotta drop everything. This one screw, and you've got a little collet in there. And if you can see, the top of it there is rounded. Now, make sure you drop it twice, because that'll really help. You take the bullet and you want your round side up. Bullet, feed it down through there. Someone may know of an easier way to get that in there, but it will go in. It'll sit right there, and then your cap will thread down over that. And that cap pushes on that round area, and it squeezes it on the tail of that cartridge there. Then, what I found works really, really well is I'll take a good dead blow hammer, and this makes a real good thing to hit it on. You take this and you hit it on anything, but what I like to do is hit it on a dead blow hammer. It tends to work a little better. There, that time it only took 2. Sometimes they're a little tougher. But if you look down in there now, there is the bullet and all of the gunpowder right in there. There's actually a little piece of felt in there to catch the bullet to keep from damaging it. That's not all gunpowder. I did not have that much gunpowder in a 9mm case. But there is casing being held. And if I'm going to recover this stuff, I'll take a funnel. This funnel is actually a Lee funnel. And as you can see, it's actually got a little catch inside of there, a narrow Venturi type area. I'll just take this thing, and you're going to get powder up around the collet and everything from it just bouncing in there. So I hold it over there, let that drop down. I'll tap it a couple of times, and then you've got your case and your collet in there. Take that bullet, dump it in there, dump the gunpowder, and you end up with your bullet down in there. And if you can see a couple little specks of gunpowder right there, I don't know if it'll focus for you. There you go, a little focus. Some specks of gunpowder there. A lot of times it's way worse. But just tap everything in there, and if I'm doing a few of them, I'll just leave that bullet in there. This one's going to go and be deprimed. I'll deprime these that have live primers on my single stage, not on the progressive. I just collect a few of them until I get enough to make it worth my time. Now on these, like this right here, where they're crushed in there sideways, there's no salvaging that. And, just repeat the process. And it goes pretty quick. I can fit 9mm, I don't know, I'll fit maybe 6-7 rounds in there before I dump it. That one, yeah, it's live. It's going to get deprimed on the single stage. I'll do one more, and then I'll show you how I get all those out of there and what I do with them. See, that one took 3 hits. These Kinetic Bullet Pullers, they'll do rifle, pistol, whatever. Alright. I got 2 more, I'll just go ahead and do them real quick. You want to make sure you get your case and call it back out of there before you dump your bullet and gunpowder in there, because a lot of times it's sitting in there like that, the case up, and you just end up filling that up and you got to dump something else again, so it's just easier to go ahead and get that out of there. Now I'm going to tell myself here, the longest time I was using this thing with the rounded part down and couldn't figure out why in the hell it wasn't holding on to the cases. They were sliding through. Yeah, I was a moron. Complete moron, but that's the story of my life. I don't know about yours. Like I said, drop everything. It's a must. That one was not spent. That'll be alright. Alright. That's all of them that I had to do tonight. Go ahead and put this up. Now what I'll do, as you can see down in here, I've got a few of those, well, all of them. They're just caught right there, and there's some gunpowder in there. I'll just take it, just put my hand over it. I'm not really sealing anything with it, but just holding it over there. Just give it a shake. It'll all fall right down and off there. And now, you can see on my dirty hands here, these rounds are ready to go back in. And with the way I've got my dies and everything set up right now, and these MagTech jacketed bullets, they've got pretty hard jackets on them, and I've not got a lot of crimp in there. I'm not belling my case mouths a lot, and so I don't have to worry about trying to crimp too much. So those are there, and I have put that powder back in here. This is almost empty, so I'm not really that worried about returning that powder in there. You've got to use some common sense and your own judgment about, if you've got a brand new thing of powder, you might not want to start dumping stuff back out of cases, especially cases that have come off of a progressive press, because you probably deprimed and then filled it with powder. You didn't clean the primer pocket or anything like that out. Single stage stuff, a lot of times the primer pocket will get cleaned out because you'll deprime and size, and then you'll clean them, you know, ultrasonic or whatever, and then you'll go back and load. But with the progressives, a lot of times you're just throwing a new primer in over a dirty pocket. So anyways, if you've got a brand new container of powder, you probably don't want to contaminate it. What I actually have, I don't have it out here, I've got an old one of these. I'll save my old used bottles, and that way, if I ever have to disassemble or anything like that, I can put it back in there. I didn't do that on these because this is the tail end of this pound, and I'm just going to turn right around and use it tomorrow anyways. But I make sure if you do have some recycled powder like that, that you label it. It's really good to just put it back in the same type of container that it came out of originally. if you're real anal about it, you might, you know, edit out your lot numbers here. A lot of people that I keep track of the lot numbers and everything. If you don't know what lot number you're using, you might want to change that. I don't really care. If I was hand loading for precision, I would care, but I'm just trying to get some volume. That's all I'm trying to do. And the way that I look at it, if I get something that doesn't go bang, that's just a good chance for me to practice a malfunction drill. That's, you know, I use Tula primers for the most part right now. I'm using Federals. Tulas, I get them $10, $15 cheaper per 1,000, and they're great. They work real good. They seat good. I haven't had any problems out of them, and just based off the cost of them, you would think that maybe they're not going to be as good, they're not going to light as often as some of your other ones. If you're just using practice ammo, there's nothing wrong with having some ammo that doesn't light off if it's just practice ammo, because you can use that as an unexpected chance to do a malfunction drill. A lot of people load snap caps or something like that in their magazines. Well, they know they loaded it. If you've loaded up a bunch of ammo and you aren't sure when it's going to happen, you have a completely unexpected malfunction, and you can use that to drill on. Real good thing to do. So, anyways, that's using a Kinetic Bullet Puller, and I appreciate y'all watching. Giggity goo. Alright.